I'm smells like.
No. I'm smelling.
I'm just kidding.
No.
But that's like how they do it, right? This is how they do it. You kind of
like this.
Swirl it.
Yeah, you have to swirl.
You have to swirl. Play it out.
Swirl. Till it almost pours out of the glass.
Like how many swirls, Laura?
20,000.
Like 20,000? Or like, are you supposed to go up and down swirl?
No.
Or like just a round swirl?
Listen, I know what I'm doing, okay?
I don't think you really know.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
No,
Trust
not
me.
really, no. But sure, I'll enjoy this glass of beautiful wine with you. What are we having?
I don't know, but I'm getting like hints of leather.
Leather in wine? Leather.
What are you getting? Ed has a leather fetish.
I do.
By the way.
I really do love leather. You're giving me leather and I just...
Well, let's cheers to that.
Well, cheers, my love. Love you. Love you too. Oh my God, so good.
Oh my God! Ah! What is this?
I know! Well, just tell the people it's great.
This is...
Just tell the people it's great. It's a great wine.
Yeah.
You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Brooke, we're so excited to be with you today.
Thank you for having
On
me.
one of my favorite topics of wine. And I just want to share a little bit of how I got to know Brooke because this is a really fun story. So, in the summer, I became obsessed with tequila. I was
obsessed with a few different things.
Yeah, like I say the word obsessed really freely all the time. It's just one of those things. Anyway,
It's okay. It's great to be obsessed.
I became
You know what you love.
Yeah, 100% for sure. I'm obsessed with life in general, right? So anyway, I became obsessed with tequila that I tried at a restaurant. And I said to the manager, like, where is this tequila from? I've never tasted anything like it. And he referred me to Ralph. And Ralph's not here right now, but Ralph is the connection between Brooke and I. I started ordering this tequila through Ralph, and when I picked it up one day, I met Brooke, and he introduced her as his wine specialist, and then I thought, we need to have an episode with her on this podcast, so here we are today at the beautiful 87 Wade Avenue in Toronto, filming our wine episode.
Mm-hmm.
Best subject ever, isn't it, ladies?
It really is.
Well, I just want to, add in there when we did come in to visit this beautiful site that we're filming on, we got to see Brooke's personality, and she is so passionate about this topic. So we knew, she was the great fit to have a conversation about this. Like, her energy, her knowledge, I was like, oh, she's damn perfect for it. So I'm so excited for you to share with us, the world of wine, and, maybe you can tell us about just some of the history of wine.
Well, it's a vast subject, and I feel like most importantly is that within the bottle of wine, you kind of have a time and a geography bottled within it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take that as light or heavy as you want, but to start acquiring wine knowledge that you like, it's kind of to start finding out where you like to drink the wine. So obviously wines are all over the world. Within Ontario, we also have spectacular wines. Today I brought some of my favorites from our private collection that just kind of showcase some very well-known names of wine, and then we're going to dive into the special nature of those. So right now we have 2 from Italy and 1 from California. So, the world of wine is one that is full of history, full of geography, but the deliciousness of wine is actually quite nerdy. So, I've been drinking it a lot more than studying it.
But that works. That works.
Brooke, I'd love to just jump in here for a second and tell us how you really got into this topic.
Well, I've been in the hospitality industry for 12 plus years, and I was lucky to work at Toroni, and they have...
I love Toroni.
Come on, right? It's an institution.
I cannot wait till they open again.
But they have all private wine consignment, and which that means is that none of their wines are available in LCBO. So we have a really unique wine exposure here in Ontario because it's all it's called the Liquor Control Board of Ontario for a reason, control being the word. Yeah. So that's why I'm really trying to just show how accessible unique wines are, and just by taking that one step further and purchasing something outside of the realm of LCBO, you get a story, a family-built product, and you're actually drinking a place and time within that bottle. That. So, with Toroni, I got this introduction to all Italian small production wine. So it just jumped me into some of the most difficult varietals and appellations, varietals being type of grapes, and appellations being where they are grown. So that was kind of how this all started, was friendship, family, work, environment, all blended into one.
Isn't that the perfect mix?
Yeah, and it's how I was raised
I
too.
love that.
Yeah.
And actually, before you even get into the history, can you just give us like a ballpark of how many liters of wine you've had in your life?
Oh my God. Well, my mom's had more, so like I feel supported now.
That carries
Honestly,
through.
there's a comma in it. There's a couple commas.
We're in the billions, aren't we?
I'm smart, but
I
I'm
think
fun.
Oh
I
yeah,
taste it to know it.
Amazing.
that's
Yeah.
why we have you here.
That resonates, babe. Okay,
Right?
go.
Okay, so I guess when we're talking about the world of wine, something that at home that you should be thinking of is, okay, when you drink a bottle of wine, and like there's no pretentiousness here. It's not about how expensive it is, but when you find out something that you like, we want to remind everybody that it's about the grape and where it's from.
Okay.
So the world of wine, I like to like simplify it as cool climate and hot climate.
Okay.
So when you
Easy
have
enough? Cool or
yeah.
hot?
So if you think hot, let's just think like California or Australia.
Okay.
You know, that means the heat is swelling the grapes, creating sugar, which ends up being a more viscous, sweeter, thicker wine. Okay?
Okay.
So think of the cabs with those hot heats like Aussie,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a thicker, denser, fuller, but with a residual sugar wine.
Okay.
Cool climate, like mostly Ontario, you can, if you've tried, it's like mineralized, crystallized. It almost stops on the palate as more dry, but it's like a less sugar thing.
Okay.
So
That's my go-to.
when I started, when I was younger, it was like, oh, why do I tend to like this area more? And well, that's when it turns into, that's because of the soil. That's because of the climate.
So cool to know that.
Yeah, so it's like you can be really open-minded. Like it's kind of like if you like something, you can find out within that family whether it's location or grape, and you can kind of branch out from there and take that as a starting point to start learning or discovering new wines.
Okay, hot or cold climate. Okay.
Yeah, and then definitely, you know, when it comes into that, it's like the aging process would be the next one. So one trick that's a really great beginner one that I always loved that made me feel kind of like empowered while learning was that anytime you taste vanilla on a wine, that means it was aged in new oak.
Oof, I love some
yeah.
of those Chardonnays.
I like
Yes.
that vanilla flavor.
Right?
For sure.
And some
It's
people
one of our
don't.
faves.
Yeah, it totally is.
So, you know, those are like really simple basics. Just like, okay, new oak, I know that's going to be vanilla, whether that's for or not for you. That's a really easy point to like start dividing this massive, vast world that can be so intimidating.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So like, other than that, another thing would kind of be like body. So there's some misconceptions. That's why I kind of brought some of the ones that I did because they're well-known names. But we want to kind of unlearn what we've known, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
fuller-bodied wine and lighter-bodied wine can literally come from anywhere in any varietal. So, you know, that's almost a perception thing kind of as well. So that's why I would say, you know, you take note of what grape and where it's from more than the overall, like the generalization of maybe like a light-bodied wine. Because you will find Pinot Noirs that are full-bodied. You will find, you know, dark jammy reds that are lighter. So, you know, I would kind of trust yourself, even if you think you know nothing, more than to trust maybe the overhead of what has been told to you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I get that. It almost makes sense to come from nothing because now it's like a new experience
Yeah.
all over, right?
Yeah, and it's like,
Love it.
it's not as complicated. It is a very complicated world, but it doesn't have to be. You know, it's just you have to divide things more into what you like and just leave it there. You don't really have to worry about falling into all the columns.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
If that makes
okay. So what did you bring us today?
So the first one that we have right now is Friuli, Italy. So this is a northern Italian white wine, and so this is a Pinot Grigio. And this is exactly why I wanted to bring this because I feel like between the Real Housewives and just being from Canada, Pinot Grigio's been quite blasphemized. You know, so
yeah, that makes sense.
it's just like kind of this basic wine that is one note and readily available. We have the complete opposite. So Pinot Grigio, especially in the north of Italy, this is in Friuli. So this borders with Slovenia and Austria. So that Slovenia and Austria and all this mountainous region is like known for the best whites in the world.
Cool.
So when we're talking location, just anything there is in this like mecca of perfect environment to be the best white wine. Now, Pinot Grigio, this Zuc de Volpe, this family, Volpe Pacini, they have the best Pinot Grigio in the world. And once again, let's step away from the pretentiousness. This is just family, like vineyard that's been doing it for decades, but it's because of the location and they do everything by hand. So this means like work and just location. So are they lucky that that's where they landed? Yeah, it's a match made in heaven, but it's also the tenacity and like the family and love. There's no mass production, just everything by hand.
That's so beautiful.
So sentimental. I love that.
Yeah, so I brought this
All
because
right.
I kind of wanted to also just like give like a 101 on how to taste and why
Please.
people do the things they do.
For sure.
You know, Laura and I do love to enjoy a lot of wine together, but
We get
it's always
along.
great to refresh our skills on it. So
Yeah.
please give us.
Yeah, so twirling the wine, the intention here is two things. It's to get some air into the product because of course it's been bottled up, and you want to actually get the air to pass through so that you can smell it more. And that is to pick up nuances, and it's also to just kind of get the wine a little bit warmed up because anything that's really cold is going to actually almost cancel out the nuances, and as it warms up you get more on the palate. But I do that intentionally, one, because I love cold wine and I want to drink it the way I like it.
Yeah.
But it warms up as you start drinking, so
Right.
you whatever you taste now, you can kind of grows with you as it warms up. So we're doing this to get some air on it.
Okay.
Move around the liquid. It's kind of like a living thing. It's not. That's why you're kind of giving it some love and warming it up.
Love, give
It's
it
like
some love.
it's like dating,
Yeah. This also
All right.
helps with dating.
And actually, before we take a sip,
Yes.
because I imagine that's what we're doing next.
I think so.
I just want to toast.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Aw.
But I want to toast to this beautiful kitchen that we're in. Like
Yeah.
the heart of every home really truly is the kitchen.
Yes, it is, and that's why
So-
this event space is so special because
Yeah.
it's just an open concept.
You feel the love in here.
Yeah.
So, and I think everyone's kitchen, you feel the love. So
Yes.
cheers to
Cheers to
that.
that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
So I'm sure that we've all come across people who are very obvious that they know a lot about wine.
Yeah.
We want to break that down for you.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Please
either
do.
you want to roll with them or just kind of know what's going on here. When we smell a glass, the intention is to put your nose in
Okay.
as far in, and that's just to get like an undiluted,
Nose deep.
always. But like your perfume, lotions, anything. So that's just kind of to get like a complete and then also the. I'm not a sommelier. I'm a wine specialist, but I've been doing it for over 10 years. But there is a reason why people slurp. It's to get air into the palate.
Right.
Because when you are eating something and you get this second wave of smell in your mouth. So actually a lot of your smell actually comes from your mouth. So it's to add space and air in it to get the entire experience in.
Cool.
So, one, when people look crazy or like they're showing off, this is what they're doing. But also, it's like to have fun with your girlfriends or a loved one at home. Swirl your wine, take a bit more time, smell it.
Yeah.
Well, I could see that it just splashes on you.
I'm not mad.
That's my swirling. Don't get mad. I'm just not being pretentious.
And so,
For sure.
we can. Remember, I was saying the location of this. It's super high altitude on the mountain, so you can taste that minerally.
Yeah.
So my favorite is on a spring day when it's warm out and it just rained and you can smell the sidewalk. That's mineral, that's stone. So that's what you get from a high mineral content soil.
Yeah.
So this is not your basic Pinot Grigio. This is elevated. This is very leveled. It has so many angles to it, and it's such a special product. And I just wanted to kind of break that mold of how we were introduced white wines here. I think it's kind of problematic here in Ontario because we do have kind of these mass-produced, varietals pushed at us, and it's really easy to just take that step, find out what you like, and order from, these small wine imports like Con-nois-seur. I didn't even know until everything kind of switched last year how accessible this could be, because some of these more easy liquor laws are something we should all take advantage of as consumers, so we're buying things that we believe in.
Oh.
Love it.
I love that you guys are servicing
Yes.
our local communities with such special wine.
Yeah, it's such a story. I love all wine, but these are made with love just like food. So that's why I kind of wanted to showcase some of what the world has to offer is more about what we put attention to.
Beautiful.
Cool.
And what else did you bring us today?
Okay, so next I brought one of my favorite varietals, Pinot Noir, and I wanted to go over to California since we were
Pinot
talking
Noir.
about cool climate, hot climate.
Oh, beautiful Pinot
This is
Noir.
Sonoma Coast. So one thing that I really loved about wine when I started learning is that anything coastal has the runoff of the ocean breeze.
Ah,
so
my
the saltiness, I know, it's so cool.
That's really cool.
I know. So
Absolutely.
like these details.
I know, and that's the thing. It's
I know I'm nerdy about it, but it's honestly just really nice to have like a meaningful product and that we're consuming, you know? So California, of course, we think hot, but this is hot during the day, cold during the night. So that like temperature differentiation is where magic happens. That cold solidifies all those crystallized sugars and creates dry, minerally, just like seductively velvety light wine.
That description. I just want to get in here.
Hello.
Hello, let's jump in.
So this is the Sojourn Cellar Pinot Noir.
Very nice.
So this is also, you know, anything by the coast is also something to take note down of that you like, right? So if we give this a nice swirl,
Okay.
it's quite recognizable on the nose. Yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
This is.
I would wear this.
This is.
Yeah, I
it
would wear
doesn't get much better. This again is
so
a
good.
boutique winery. They do really special stuff.
Oh my gosh.
But again, I picked these wines with intention. They're all really well-known names. But I'm kind of breaking that down, how you can step into that more and learn why you like it.
Okay.
So if you like Pinot Noir, you might be more attracted to a bit more lighter bodied reds. But you also have to remember that if you like something from the Sonoma coast, you like that coastal.
Yeah.
So with those two pieces of information, you can go down to places all over the world that are making wine in a lighter variety by the ocean. And honestly, you're gonna like wines, and you can take that and map it out anywhere else.
I think that's my go-tos. I love anything, just the environments, anything that's coastal, right?
Absolutely.
So the wine makes sense.
So I want you to take a sip now and tell me if you can get some of that sea air. There's a little bit of like a salt.
I get the salt.
Yeah.
Actually, now that
In
we're,
the back to the salt.
Yeah,
is there like something on this board that would pair really well with this?
absolutely. With like the high acidity of like, you know, when you get that flush of saliva.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no other word, people.
Flush of saliva.
That is acidity of a wine, okay? So when you get the astringency, that's called tannin. So when your tongue kind of, that's the tannic. So you like a high tannin wine if that's your thing. I like that rush. It's almost like a tidal wave.
Yes, yes.
That's acidity. So I would go for a high fat cheese, either stracciatella or the burrata. And that fresh
to me.
fat.
Speak to me.
And then I want you to put it in your mouth, and then I want you to take a wine just before you
so I
finish.
feel like I need to, hold on here.
So you're gonna eat the cheese, and then you're gonna have the wine.
Taste the wine.
All right, I'm gonna put this on.
All right.
Let's make this
Well,
work.
And then just see how different it reacts in the mouth.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's crazy.
There definitely is that rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything that flushes your mouth, you'd want to pair with something, you know, fatty to cut that acidity, because it's just like a blend of marriage.
There is a difference.
Yeah.
That's cool. So good.
So, you know, Pinot Grigio, Pinot Noir, these are very, you know, these are names that we like know before we really know.
Yes.
So I would just wanted to show the variation of how you can take something that you might have interpreted as, you know, mass produced, but those varietals actually come from a place and have a history just as much as any other obscure one. And you can take those things that you learn from liking that, whether it's a $7 bottle or a $70 bottle, and kind of figure out what it is that you like about that to take on your wine journey and how much you want to like dive in or just enjoy more specifically.
Amazing.
Amazing.
All right.
And what is this third one that you've brought
Okay,
us?
so this is a Valpolicella Ripasso. This is from Verona. This Falese family is a third generation. They're really amazing. So these are 60-year-old vines. Now, this is also a reason that I wanted to do this too, because in, you know, layman's terms, Pinot Noir is light, Valpolicella is very big. But look at the color.
Yes.
Okay? First of all, this Valpolicella is also very well known, more basic wine. But there's nothing basic about these three, as I've said 100 times. But the color point on this is not opaque. Usually it's opaque. It's got that dark purple almost to it. This is almost very reminiscent of the Pinot Noir. So this is where we're breaking the mold. This is a bigger Italian red that looks exactly like a Pinot Noir. So that's because this Valpolicella Ripasso has been like vinicultured in a way that is specific to each year. So each year that these vines grow to full maturation, the viticulturist who makes the wine curates 2 fermentations, which is how they age the wine, specifically for each year. So it's like a custom tailored suit for each wine.
I love it.
So this one is so refined and so light and so elegant. It still has more tannin, so we're gonna try that.
Okay.
First I want us to do the nose, so that's what we
All right.
call when we smell. It's called the nose of the wine.
Okay.
So now we have more earth. We've
Yes.
got, you know, more vegetal, almost like a green note in there.
Yes.
Feel that? Like, you know when
I-
you snap a green pepper?
Yes, I can smell
Yep.
that right away.
Yeah, it's like a sharpie peppery. for
Exactly.
sure.
So I really wanted to showcase, you know, you could see a wine on a table and be like, I won't like that. But
Yeah.
like, we're trying to like really showcase that maybe we need to unlearn some of the things that we've been premeditated
Right.
towards.
Oh, so important.
Okay? So now when we're trying it,
Okay.
that end, it's got that tacky,
Oh,
almost,
I like this.
it's insane, but it's fuller bodied. So,
It is tangy, but like
and a little bit of that astringency, a little bit of that power on the end though. But
That's
see how
really
it's almost like
nice.
velvet power,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
sandpaper power. So
It just like twists over.
feel me?
Yes.
So that
Very
is
cool.
elegance, but a full body finish, right?
Yeah.
So it can be so fun to dive in and, you know, I don't believe in the any exclusivity or pretentiousness. This is just about drinking something you love. But if we buy with intention and we buy with meaning, I truly believe it's a better experience. You know, and we can always learn more. So it's kind of just about finding what you like and why you like it, and it's kind of this really fun code that you can crack so the next time, even if you are going to the LCBO, you can be more mindful where you're putting your money. I would highly recommend during these times though to just dive into a little bit of the things that I've said today, and you can really just get, you know, personalized 6-packs that are going to just go so much farther. You know what I mean?
love it.
So what could you share with our guests or audience how to bring this experience home?
Well, what I would do for sure is that you can go on the information that the girls provide you, and you can actually look at the private list for Con-nois-seur Wine Imports, and you can purchase your own wines that you've heard today, or get any information you need from me to help recommendations.
For sure.
But I think it's about the experience. One, I think a deep welled glass is important. Stem or no stem, who cares? But the more
I'm such a snob at
I
stems.
really
love
like,
stem glasses.
listen, I'll put a straw in a bottle, but I really think it's fun to start playing with your wine. Like, you know, just have a nice big well, have it around when you're cooking, but, you know, give yourself space to like sip slowly, slip colds, sip when it's getting warm. Like, you want to go through the experience with the wine. You don't want to have a big glass and it's kind of like in charge. You want to pour super small like glasses so you can kind of like drink it while you're cooking, while you're getting ready, while you're doing anything, and it will change with you, not kind of be stagnant in the glass and kind of like dominate what's happening.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I
Okay.
will keep the wine in the bottle as long as I can, and I like to pour small glasses. Second, and this is maybe like,
That's such like a counter like intuitive to what most people do.
yeah,
You know,
Which
you
is like pour a lot.
right, pour a lot, put it in
Yes.
the decanter, and then you know
yeah.
sip from there.
I think it also comes from like such a serving experience where it was like, you know, if someone wants an 8-ounce glass of wine, I will like you as a friend, but I'm not going to pour it for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a politeness thing too. But if you're running around in your house or like, you know, getting ready for your Zoom party or like just getting ready to have whatever night you're doing, the wine's not doing great things being half full sitting there. But if you pour a couple ounces, sip, 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 it's going to be really cold at first, and then it's going to be super warm and different when it's come to room temp, and then you can re-pour. And then it just brings up your experience to such an elevated way.
Such an easy, good tip.
I know.
I feel like that's the perfect, you know, go-to for a single lady getting ready for a date night.
yeah.
Listen, I had lots of years of experience. It's time for all the tricks.
Okay, what else? Tell
Also,
us.
chilling red. Like, it might be a faux pas to some, but it's one of my favorite things because I like to drink red year-round. I think there's never not a time for any red,
Same. I'm more
any
of a red
wine.
girl.
So I actually, it's big wine, light wine, anything. Chill it. It's going to be so refreshing because when we're drinking a beverage, even if you want that cozy red, it's never going to go wrong to have something cooler on the palate.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just going to satiate you. And then actually, as it warms up to room temp, more red than white, it's going to bring out all the nuances.
Cool.
So it's way more experiential. And also, it's really, really nice to just, for yourself, if you just want to have a glass, have a chilled red if you've never done it before, and it's going to really change your mind.
I mean, I think as Italians, I don't know about you, but like I remember getting the wine straight from the cantina and drinking it. Like, it's nice and chilled.
yes.
right?
Nonna always brought it
That's-
cold.
Yeah, right?
But that's the thing, you
Yeah.
know? And I really think that something happened between nonnas and now where we think
Bring back the nonnas and nonnas.
Yeah.
They knew.
it's
what was
kind
going
of
on.
going back to basics. Like,
Yeah.
chilling red is one of my favorite tricks to learn yourself. How is
Yeah.
it different from when it was cold to when it's room temperature? Just
Yeah.
pick up on what you thought was better. And it's also way more refreshing. It preserves your wine longer if you're not going to finish the whole bottle. And it's
yeah.
just a really nice trick. I know that never happens, but
That's a good one, but okay.
But yeah, I think it's you know, these were both chilled for you guys, and it also lets the bottle come to itself as well.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I have a question because this has happened to me a few times where I've gone to open my bottle of wine and the cork goes into the bottle.
Yes.
Oh,
Perfect.
I'm sure
So
that happens a lot.
first of all, corks breaking is normal. Don't
Okay.
panic. Every time I broke a cork, someone's like, "You did it." I'm like, "This is a 60-year-old bottle. It's gonna break." But first of all, if you just want to push it in, push it in. My best thing to say is cheesecloth. Just grab a piece of cheesecloth, wrap it over the neck of the bottle like this, and pour it through the cheese strain.
Okay.
If you don't have cheesecloth, a fine mesh strain, anything that you can, or double strain
Paper
it.
towel.
You don't want to get the paper in it.
No, you got some toxics in there.
All right.
But like I've done it, but I don't suggest it.
Okay.
But honestly, like when I was heavier into learning into wine, it was like people want to eat their cork. Like there's no, sediment is not a blasphemous thing. Like we have to step away from these things being bad. Sediment's meant to be there. Some people say they want to chew their wine. So don't be scared of cork. Don't be scared of sediment. Just filter it out if it bothers you.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. Some other tips that I could give your audience was that if you don't have a wine opener, okay, best trick in the book is that make sure you're not smashing like glass on concrete. This is where maybe you want to put like a cloth or something underneath the base of your wine. But if you just take it horizontally and smash the end of it, it pops out.
What?
I won't.
This is mind blowing,
Stop
guys.
right now. I don't even think I can try this.
Please.
I'm scared to try this.
It works. Maybe next time I'm on, I can do it for you guys.
Share that.
Okay, I'm not mad. Yeah.
Share that method one more time, Brooke, please, for everybody.
Like, you know how they say with an egg, it's strongest from top to top?
Yeah.
Yes.
The wine bottles are very strong, but like we're all very excited when we need wine and we don't have an opener. So I would just say protect the bottom of it, put like a dishcloth over it, and you want to take it completely horizontal and smash it base flat onto a very strong surface, and it slowly pops out. It goes.
Okay, I'm not gonna get hurt here
tonight. We're gonna try this tonight.
It really
I'm
works.
a little scared, Laura. I'm a little bit
We're gonna
scared.
try it. Maybe on like my balcony though.
You can try it. I'll call the ambulance in the meantime.
And also I encourage anybody at home who's getting into wine, just decant your wine. You can do it in anything. It doesn't need to be a fancy decanter. It can be a vase. It can be a reused bottle. But what it does is it passes it out of its first container. You can imagine, even if it's a couple years, it's been in there. So you're giving it a new space to breathe, and you're passing air through it. So it's almost like doing this, but on a bigger scale.
Got it.
So that's a really nice way to elevate anything for yourself. Can I ask you guys if you have a favorite?
Oh, definitely this Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir.
1000%.
Well, thank you
up
guys
to
so
that.
much. This was wonderful.
So wonderful.
Thank you, Brooke, for all of your knowledge, for sharing with the people all of these new tips that I'm sure all of us could just take home and have that experience.
Yeah.
And ensuring this pandemic time that you could be the most connoisseur that you'd like to be.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You guys and wine is the best combo.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that compliment. And I just want to leave us off with a little song that came to my mind as we were here.
Here she goes.
Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air, air.
No air. There we go. Thank you, guys.
Goodbye. And do you know what I just got from that episode?
I got a lot. What did you get?
I got a lot, but the one thing I really heard with Brooke talking is, like, I feel like I know so much about wine, but really to come from it newly all the time.
Come from it newly.
Come from it newly. Like,
Come
I
from
don't
it
know
newly.
anything, and it's a new experience each time.
So how are you going to really come from it newly, Laura?
I'm going to pretend I don't know anything.
Oh, okay, great. Beautiful. What I do know is that I'm going to have my ladies' date nights where I don't need to decant a whole bottle. I can just have a full glass, and that's just perfect. That's my experience.
I get that. That's good.
Right? Ladies, join me. Cheers.
Okay.
We just want to give a special thank you to
Our friends here at 87 Wade, the home of Con-nois-seur Wine Imports. And a special shout out to Ralph. He's the VP of Sales and Marketing, who introduced us to this place and is allowing us to film here, which is amazing.
Thank you, Ralph. You've been such a great friend through all of this experience. And you must check out the Wine Con-nois-seur Imports on their experiences that they'll be showcasing very soon, virtual experiences. So go check them out on their handles right here.
You got to pump it up.